Welcome back, everyone, to my weekly Dragon Oracle card series. The Dragon card for this week, the week of August 17th, 2025, is the Rainbow Dragon. So these rainbow dragons help bring the leap of joy that opens new doors. They also help us to have trust in our higher wisdom, to help rediscover that higher wisdom. They also help us to expect miracles and to accept opportunities. So the biggest impression that was coming through as I was pulling this card is that when we are living in a state of presumed abundance, in a state of joy, with the perspective that the glass is half full rather than half empty, focusing with gratitude on the things that we already have in our lives and not dwelling on the things that we don't have and worrying so much about how we're going to get them, that when we are living in that state, in a present, intentional way, then our energy field, the vibrational frequency of our energy field actually rises to attract the same thing to us. So when we live in that presumed state of knowing that we can be that reflection, be that mirror, be that magnet to that like energy. It's like the laws of attraction, like attracts like, so to speak. This is what these rainbow dragons want to remind us. And this is also about incorporating all of ourself in this process. So as we have been seeing the cards that have come through before, we are really getting more and more comfortable with bringing that higher wisdom, our higher consciousness wisdom, the insights and knowledge that we are remembering and gaining as we look through the eyes of our soul, as we balance that with what we're seeing through the eyes of our human experiences, merging that together and translating that into ways that we can manifest that wisdom in our everyday lives. Now we have the opportunity to take advantage of that higher vibrational frequency to attract like energy. So reminding ourselves that there is joy to be felt, experienced when we are in that state of living in that state of presumed abundance. It is a bit challenging, I know, to remember that, but in that state of gratitude, in that state of really being able to look at the things that are positive in our lives, again, from that perspective of the glass being half full versus rather than half empty, then we are able to more easily sit in that state of joy, in that state of gratitude. So my name is Gia, and I am an intuitive psychic energy reader and healer, and I'd love to help you to move some energy out of the way so we can welcome in this beautiful, colorful, supportive energy of the rainbow dragons. They also want us to remember that it takes our whole selves, it takes every aspect of ourselves, it takes showing our true colors, living in alignment with our true self, expressing our true voice, to be able to really recognize and be aligned with what our path and purpose is, what we desire in life, what we want in life, and sitting comfortably in that place also assists us with being able to raise our vibrational frequency to attract the same high vibrational frequency things to us. So in the intuitive work that I do and the healing work that I do, I work with clients to help identify where there might be some interference with a smooth flow of energy through your energy field, and Doing that gives an opportunity for us to welcome in more smoothly the supportive energy of these rainbow dragons. So I would love to offer a reading for you in that regard. And if you reach out to me this week, I will offer a discount on that reading for you. And if you have been watching this series, you are aware that Spirit and the dragons have wanted me to work with symbols with this series. So basically, in my practice, in my healing practice, working with symbols is a way to have a focused intention on looking at energy that we want to examine, whether it's energy that might not be in alignment, that we want to kind of move out of the way, help get your energy flowing a little better, or whether it's an affirmation that comes through for you. Symbols are a very helpful way to pull through some clearer messages as well. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pause the recording, and when I come back, I'll let you know what symbol came through and what messages came through with it. Okay, so the symbol that came through is actually a shovel and snow. So there's this heavy wet snow that we're trying to shovel, and the shovel is actually a plastic shovel. I don't know what you call the bottom part that actually scoops up the snow or the dirt or whatever, but in this case it's snow. The edge of it is getting kind of mangled because we are pushing it so hard against the cement underneath the snow that it's mangling that front edge, and it's kind of making it less of an effective tool to do what it's supposed to do, even though it is ergonomically, shaped so that it's supposedly easier on our physical body. We've graduated from the heavier metal shovel to the lighter weight plastic, and so the message is coming through with this symbol is, Spirit and the dragons are saying there's a really heavy kind of feeling that can be associated with, if we don't have the abundance that we need, and usually in society that kind of abundance is focused on that financial abundance and the roof over the head, enough food to eat. If we are not successful at acquiring that abundance, then things can take a turn that is really difficult, and that feeling can be very overwhelming. So what Spirit is showing, what the rainbow dragons are showing in this symbol, is the snow is representing that heaviness and that energy of that heaviness, of that overwhelm. And the shovel is representing, we have done a lot of work energetically to clear like those old, outdated mental constructs and framework that's no longer in alignment with us, ways of thinking that's no longer in alignment. And that would be represented in that old, heavy, like wooden handled metal, like sort of, I don't know what that part of the shovel is called, but that part of the shovel is metal. We've worked on ourselves enough energetically to have graduated from that heavy shovel to the newer lightweight one, but we're still expending a lot of effortful energy in trying to get that heaviness out of the way. So we need some help with that. So these rainbow dragons are they are stepping forward to help with that, and the assistance that they are providing is that reminder that the wisdom that we are rediscovering, that higher wisdom that we are accessing and being able to more easily bring into manifesting in our lives, we still have access to that. And the rainbow dragons want to know want us to know that we should trust that wisdom. And when we are able to do that, we're able to live and be in that state of presumed abundance, that state of joy and happiness. And when we are able to focus on the things that we are grateful for in our lives, again, looking at that glass as half full rather than half empty, that in and of itself raises that vibrational frequency of our overall energy field. And when we radiate that higher frequency energy on our ascension path and on our journey, we are able to attract that same energy to us. It's that law of attraction. So if you are always focused on the things that are not going well, which is really hard to do, let's face it, life is not easy. Life is hard sometimes. But if we are just able to take that leap of faith, take that leap of faith and trusting that if we just reframe our intention and how we think about things, that in and of itself is going to kickstart that vibrational frequency rising with us. So that is what one of the messages that came through with the symbol. I did heal and clear that symbol, and again, in my spiritual practice, in my healing practice, that simply looks like, grounding that symbol to the center of the earth, giving it a place to release, giving the energy that we don't want in our energy field anymore, that heaviness, that effortful, heavy energy of like, how do we not have that overwhelm when there's that fear of like not doing the right thing to get adequate abundance, adequate food, adequate living conditions. Like that can look bad, like that can get bad quickly, or that can have an acute shift or change if we're not doing it right. So grounding that symbol, I just create like a cord, connecting it to the center of the earth that is our source energy. And I infuse that symbol with golden healing energy. And I remind the energy of that symbol that we are here on this day, August 17th, 2025. And if you're listening along and you want to think about maybe is there a, like using your imagination, is there an image that comes to mind for you, a circumstance in your life that comes to mind for you that you can consider that to be that symbol, that you want to remind the energy of that symbol, that the energy of that circumstance for you that is effortful, that maybe has some fear or overwhelm attached to it, maybe putting that experience into a symbolic form for yourself as you're listening to this, and present time it. That's what we call kind of reminding the energy of the present moment that we're in. In my practice, we call that present timing. And you can do that to any day that you watch this video, even if it's beyond this week of August 17th. In the spirit world, energetically, there really honestly is no time or space. That's really is a human construct, so keeping that in mind as well. And I just keep infusing that healing energy into the symbol until it fades away or disintegrates or just kind of falls down, slides down into that grounding to the center of the earth, and then it gets recycled and repurposed and upcycled into positive healing energy. The earth energy really helps to transform and transmute that heaviness into uplifting, lighter energy that can be supportive of our ascension journey. So I did that for all of us who will be watching this video. I did that for the collective group of us, including myself. And trying to think what the other message that came through with that symbol. Yes, so the other message from Spirit and from the rainbow dragons, again, here's that beautiful image of this card here, is working smarter and not harder. So in this symbol, in this message, the shoveling of the snow is happening at night, right? So the snow's falling overnight. You want to get ahead of it. You don't want it to accumulate too much. So you're out there maybe every few hours or so as the snowstorm moves its way through. But Spirit is wanting to remind that, what if we take advantage of the fact that even though it is wintertime, we do have sun forecasted for the next day. What if we let the sun help to melt that snow so we don't have to use so much effort in shoveling it? So you'll see in this card that you've got the cloudy sky with the sun breaking through, and then of course here's your rainbow dragon, but the cloud in this cloudiness in the sky with the sun coming through to help melt that snow. Or perhaps it is, recognizing the reality of like, this is quite a lot, and this shovel is not very efficient or very helpful, or I'm having a hard time using it just by myself. So maybe I see if I can invest in a snowblower, or maybe I can enlist the help of my neighbors. So just using that opportunity to look at how you can problem solve, working smarter and not harder. It's, maybe you think that you're thinking from the perspective of like, oh, this is good exercise. I'll take my time and do this in a methodical way that can help also to give me some exercise, cardiovascular exercise, strength exercise, lifting the snow. But if you do become fatigued, then what do? Might not be the best thing to push through it. So you enlist the help of a neighbor. So just, using that opportunity to connect in with the wisdom that you're rediscovering here with the help of these rainbow dragons, and looking out for discerning, accepting the opportunities that are presenting themselves. So that is the message for this week, and until next time.